look at it and think, well, at least it was quick. You know, yes, the result is it's sort of like taking off a Band-Aid, isn't it? You know, quick and painful, but just get it over with and get on to the next. And maybe it doesn't affect them too much, you know, rather than a long drawn-out affair that they then lose. But Dokabit will be our first ban on Oregon. Ying will follow up for Astralis.
All right, the Ying do not hate seeing banned away. I think on any map, she's, I don't want to say a crutch, but a lot of teams do lean on her to help with executes, right? The Candela's coming out, the smokes, the general chaos that she causes on site itself. It's a kind of protect the president in the form of Ying until you get to the execute, and then she really kind of comes online and does her thing. So that being taken away will make things like executes in towards the basement, dropping in through the electric hatch a little bit harder to do. And once again, that Azami ban comes through. We spoke about that a little bit in the previous map as well. Just how it transforms a few of the sites, makes them, you know, quite difficult to attack into, infuriating if you haven't got soft destruction at range as well. So I like that ban coming out at the same time.
Our first site is going to be down in the basement. It's going to be Laundry.
Yes.
Rise will be bringing along the Mirror. Always an operator that I like for this site. Makes it quite difficult to get into Bunker, for example. We'll probably see a Mirror looking onto there. Sometimes one plays into Freezer. That can actually be done from inside of Closet as well. If you position it correctly inside a Closet, thank you very much, Cheezer. If you can position it correctly inside a Closet, you can still get the angle through into Freezer, but it can also help you hold on to Laundry as well. But we'll see where they both get positioned. It may well be, you know, that we have one elsewhere in the map. We may well see Rise positioning some in the mid floor, for example, to try and keep hold of that space.
Absolutely. I imagine we're going to see one of these mirrors going down inside of the cubby as well, looking south side. Freezer wall, maybe, but I'd expect one up towards the north side as well. Like one inside of E-Box myself personally as well, as it looks out towards the east side, but the difficulty you often have in pros, people know how to shoot these mirror windows out, and they will do so from above. So chances are they concede some control really coming inside of the north side. They don't mind them having the hatch. It's the drop they're looking to deny with that C4 in the back pocket of Rise.
Yeah, interested. We'll keep an eye on the second. I can tell you, in fact, the second mirror has been placed on the Freezer wall. So we've got one looking from Closet down towards Laundry and one looking out towards Freezer, which means that there is no mirror looking into Bunker. But to combat that, they're just letting Lobin play really aggressive up on that shield, right on the double door. It is a little bit of a Brazilian staple. It used to be something that FaZe used to do. They'd play, I think it was Cyber who would play out there, and he'd play the Tachanka in the old days when it was the turret. He'd have a deployable shield, the Tachanka turret, and he'd just stand there and just mow down anybody who tried to move in there. It was an absolute nightmare to clear through, so not unusual to see a Latam team playing that corner so aggressively.
Yeah, big thing. I mean, Lobin playing this so aggressively is really, really good. Going to lose the shield and all the gadgetry around it. Okay, it's ADS stays online. Loses the magnet, I think, and the shield, though, so at least most of it's been peeled away. But I do like that he's playing that so aggressive, as you say, Tim. Really kind of stings Latam when you see a player looking to go that aggressive that early into the round. Outside of that, though, I'm looking towards those two mirror windows and just seeing how important the Laundry is towards this hold. If they can keep control of that, both mirror windows stay online. One mirror window also helps defend that little bit better. Dots is the one to fall down first. But if they can break either of those mirror windows out of the way and start getting a march forward, they'll be in a fantastic position.
Yeah, Dots was trying to get a little bit aggressive there. He was coming up Laundry stairs when he got picked off. Forrest managing to find the kill onto Rise. And I tell you what, at this rate, it wouldn't surprise me if Astralis are able to return a big score of their own. They're all over Lost One at the minute. They're absolutely swarming like ants over that side, finding kills left and right. Didn't matter where they were pushing from, there was somebody for them to shoot at, and Astralis getting a fantastic first attack.
It's a little bit questionable on Lost One side while you're letting yourself go into a 5v2 before they've even dropped the hatch or thrown a single grenade at you. Three players just wanting to peek in quite aggressively there, especially the latter two in the middle of it all. You know, why are we 1v1 peeking on towards a hatch again? You know, there's 2 or 3 players sat up there. I get it. You want to be cheeky. If you get the kills, it pays off. But when you've got such a strong defensive site like the downstairs where you've got mirrors to support you as well, play behind them. Make use of the utility that you've got. All you've done there really is give away a little bit of a free round. Astralis doing great to find the gunfights at the very least, and now we're going to rotate not onto the same site, but instead straight upstairs into Kids Dorms.
Okay then, as you say, straight upstairs, lost one, they knew that they were nowhere near that, and that they're going to have to mix it up, but it does speak a little bit to me of their confidence in their Oregon as well, maybe. You know, if they're already feeling one round in, look, you know, that's a side that we're not really going to hold on to against that attack, so we need to try elsewhere. I don't think it's a bad thing, but just in terms of the next 5 rounds, it makes me a little bit concerned for lost one. Astralis, the thing is, Astralis could really answer back here. If they can come in and put a 7-2 in on Oregon, then what a message it sends.
Oh, massively, and then it makes it really hard to call which way Border goes. And we were looking at the map bans before we came into the series, and we were kind of like, oh, you know, Border, we've had some really poor borders. But then when I think about it, we've also had some amazing borders. Border feels a bit like, you know, Marmite. It goes one way or the other, you love it or you hate it. It's either amazing or it's quite poor. There never really seems to be much of an in-between.
No, exactly that. I think
I thought you were going to mock me for the Marmite comparison then.
No, I'll let you have that one.
All right, sure.
I think if it gets there, I think it's going to be an absolute war between these two. I don't think there's going to be a clear winner. As I said, we know that Lost One are pretty good on Border. We've seen them already. But I just think if it gets to that point, it's going to be a case of just, you know, an absolute slugfest with them both going at each other. For the time being, though, we need to get past Oregon, or Astralis need to get past Oregon. Having lost that first map in quick time, I think it was about 30 minutes that it took for that to be done and dusted. They find themselves trying to get back into the overall match here. 1-0 up after the first round, and this time attacking onto the top floor. Can Shuttle get it inside? No!
Watch out for your teammates, they are also nearby. Just gonna let that one drive itself into the corner before it explodes out, and try again with another one, I imagine. I appreciate the attempt at least.
We all appreciate the attempt. Certainly not an easy jump to make. Forest is going to be looking to get in an open master closet. That would be the standard point of ingress. I'm interested to see there's nothing going on from Astralis in towards Attic at the minute. There's nobody on double window, and so it is a little bit one-dimensional at the minute.
A little bit. And Iconic's just going to find himself an absolute freebie as Dash walks in looking completely the wrong way and gets himself taken down for free. Another good start to the round for Astralis. Loban looking to peel at the back here on the back stairs. Does he know about Shuttle? Do they know about him? Finds one. There's one more here as well. He'll find the second. Gets the down, but can't quite finish it off. Maybe a little bit nervous there about one more, but gets the shot regardless, just as Forest rounds over the top of the roof, but will not be able to get a trade back in time.
It's unfortunate for Astralis. They'd only really started the push into Attic. You know, not long before that, as I'd said, it was all very much stacking up towards Master, but Lobin, he's going to get himself back in through those rotations that have been opened. I think he knows that Iconic was on his tail, so he's just going to get himself back to some safety there. He'll take his gunfights. We know that Lobin won't back down. He keeps trying, half health. He's going for this.
That is ludicrous.
Over the top rope he goes with the elbow drop, with the pistol in hand, and he finds his target.
He's just done that with the Bailiff, man. Hip firing as well. Ludicrous. Okay, a good response. All work being done by Lobin. Again, I won't take that away from anyone else in the round realistically, but that was all Lobin. That was filthy. You know, getting the two inside that were trying to push in through Attic, getting the third one as well, just completely transforming that round, because Forest also had the diffuser playing off towards Master. You know, he can't do anything if he doesn't have the support coming in from Attic's side, so he himself had to try and rotate over. Overall, just a really good closeout though. Nothing more to say than that.
Right then, back downstairs, and can Lost One hold on better? Like you say, lost a lot of people last time around before they got into any real position to do anything. They didn't drop the hatches, they didn't do anything else, and they got 3 kills. So I think, for me, I think Lost One would do well to maybe get somebody out on the roam, just try and waste a little bit of time, pick up a kill, maybe somebody like a Maya or a Lobin that have just, you know, been hitting their shots, get them out there. Maya's probably not the best being on the 1-speed Malusi now, but maybe get Lobin on the Jaeger, just get him out there in the map, let him make a nuisance of himself, and let him waste some time, because from very early in the round, in the first round, Astralis were swarming all over them. They were, you know, they had every angle covered into sight, and they just had an age to go at.
Oh, here we go as well. This one looks going to get a bit of utility for free. Yep, glues to that wall there like a magnet. Quite literally, the Banshee taken off as well. Rise now going to have to dig himself back a bit, and Lobin tries to get a bit cheeky. Forest, though, just a little bit too wise to his antics.
He is. The drone's going to go into the top floor of Attic, so paying good attention, making sure that nobody's up there, not going to be walking into any sort of a trap, and they can start getting themselves inside of the map now. We've got Dash over on Freezer stairs. He's going to be trying to hold on, might find himself under a little bit of pressure soon as Spiff is heading in that direction. He's got some support. They've actually swapped over. It's going to be Dots that's trying to hold on to this with the shotgun at the short angle, and we'll see whether that aggression pays off.
Spiff is ready and waiting. Had the nades in hand then for a second, trying to bounce it off the wall, potentially back down those stairs to see what damage he can do. But I think he's just expecting to get picked at any moment, which is why he's a little bit hesitant about it. You can see that red laser sight coming into the wall. Just no one pushing up off the back of it as well, but at least it gives the giveaway that there is someone waiting on the downstairs. Astralis here still with tons of time to play with as well, now working around getting these hatches opened up. And hopefully for Lost One, we don't have any more silly repeats coming in of open hatches.
Dash just holding a long angle there, going to take some damage as the pre-fire shots come through from Bunker. You can always make a good guess that there's somebody playing in and around Pillar, but they're going to need Dash to hold on to this position. He's going to be important because it will prevent the hatch drop coming in. Manages to do some damage to Forest. Can he find another? No. He's just going to dip back. He keeps going, keeps trying. He's got the ADS alive as well. That's going to be able to give him at least a semblance of protection.
Drone's basically all gone as well for the side of Astralis here. So attacking in largely blind here. Ironically, Lasso for the Warden, who pops that gadget on. Rise coming in for a fight on towards Elbow. One comes in. Can he get the second? Yes, he does. A double finish down as well. And that is the assault coming in from the east. Slaughtered. Everywhere's been slaughtered, Tim. They've absolutely wiped them out there.
Astralis giving up 2 lives to Elbow, you know, is a big problem because he didn't have a shield. He didn't have much utility to support him in holding that position. If 2 of you are going to push in, you've got to push in and get the kill. They, as it were sort of slightly badly timed. They were getting challenged from Pillar at the same time. And I feel like they just sort of walked into a little bit of a kill box, and that's something that Astralis don't really have the luxury of being able to do. They find themselves 2-1 down after the first half. Lost One, the first quarter rather. Lost One are going to take themselves into their tertiary site now, which is going to be Meeting. But even at this rate, they're going to have a 4-2 defensive half, which is pretty good going.
Absolutely. Still plenty of ground, though, for Astralis to make up in their second half of this, where they could potentially really shut Lost One out. Again, remembering that it is Astralis' map pick. It is expected, at least in the first 6 rounds, when you're on the less favourable side, that you will go down in likely a few of the rounds, and a 3-3 split would be their dream. They'll take a 2-4, though. Here we go, then. As we go into that second quarter, we'll see how things shape up here on this offsite. Lobin, once again, going to be causing absolute bother for this enemy team, playing around on the Oryx. Joined somewhat by Maya, I imagine, being a little bit slower on the Goya, mind you. However, has been running around on the Melusi, which, as we all know now, is a 1-speed rather than a 3-speed. Still a very weird change to get used to, but one that is, well, in reality there, you have to deal with it.
Certainly do. And, yeah, certainly not the Roma that she used to be. Here we go then. Top floor clearance is going to kick off for Astralis. Going to open that master bedroom door. Spiff just sends out the drone. He's going to be getting in there, feeding that information. Just checking that there's nobody due to run out, nobody playing around the bottom of main stairs before he looks to get over towards the balcony. And it's just going to assist Forest at getting in. This is quick, actually, from Astralis. They're not messing about. Rather than trying to push through rear stage, they're just going to open up the wall from garage, and they could get aggressive in towards site here. Lost One are definitely going to have to adapt and change.
I mean, I've seen a really good execute here. This was a long time ago now, I'm talking, probably a couple of years ago, where Secret had a similar execute to this, where they opened up Meeting, they smoked it out, they hold a couple of cross angles and managed to get a plant down just inside that right-hand wall that's been opened up inside of Meeting. So I thought for a sec we might see them go for something similar, but I think more than anything else, they've just tried to make sure they have some exposure to be able to assault in towards Meeting, and the giveaway that they're not going to go for an execute there is that Forest is now rotating away and working his way up onto this top floor along with the rest of his team.
Spiff going to be putting long-range shots through there. Not going to find anybody for the time being. Lost One are actually holding up pretty well so far. Still keeping that top floor presence. Haven't been forced out of at it yet. Dots has somehow managed to get himself inside a garage, which prevents that push coming through that Astralis were trying to apply pressure with from that side. He's going to get onto the Yokai drones and be feeding information, but Iconic manages to find Dash, and that is a good start for Astralis. Still plenty of time left here, but completely unaware of the man in Attic. Dots, he comes in as well. J90 with the trade, and that leaves us now 3 versus 2.
Yeah, J90's in a real good power spot here as well. They run out of ammo together, I think. No! Maya's quicker on the draw. The pistol gets the shutdown onto Shuttle. And J90 got a push in solo here inside of sight. Doesn't have the diffuser to hand either. So it's going to be a little bit of hunt and kill, I imagine. He's got to work his way upstairs too. So this is looking really, really difficult. Largely pushing him blind, I think. In fact, no. Optin is said to go low, which means he threatens or has the threat of being shot from above as he tries to work his way forward. So far unchallenged, but knows that there could be anyone waiting on any corner.
Maya, the fastest gun in Oregon there. Real pistols at dawn, able to get the win. J90 up at the top of White Stairs. They know exactly where he is now. That's the problem that he's going to face. Pops a Goyo canister as well. Too easy for Lobin as he moves around, finds him. As I said, as soon as they had that location, it was a matter of seconds for them to move out there and find him. And Astralis right now, it feels like they're crumbling, Des.
Lobin had a moment of discipline, just like, I feel for you. Down he goes into the gutter. Lobin on that first little flank then from the step from the attic as well was, I think, the really big backstab, because Spiff even checked it just half a second later. Gets peeked on. Real classic Siege timing moment. Kidstorms, we go to then second floor once more. It's going to be Lost One up 3-1. So Astralis still trying to fight to get that second attacking round here to give themselves a little bit of breathing room.
And they really could do with it. They really could do with it. But I am expecting better from Astralis on the defence of Oregon. I will say that. Trying to stay positive for them. It is their map choice. So I would expect when it comes to that defensive side that they are going to have some sort of advantage at least. They're going to be on top of things. They're going to be able to lock out at least 4 rounds. So as you say, if they can get a second attack, then they might be all good. But the problem that they've got is that they're facing now, I mean, Lost One have been able to win all 3 sites, but they are facing what would be the 2 primary choices. They're going into attack Kidstorms again, and then they will have Basement to attack again. Both sites have been won comfortably by Lost One in round 2 and 3 respectively, so it's not looking good for Astralis right now.
It's not when, you know, Forest is the only player going positive so far. The rest really struggling to have too much of an impact. I know Iconics had a couple of flashes of brilliance in the series so far, but like we said at the end of Skyscraper, gun skill doesn't really fall off across the series at the minute, and Lobin and Maya are still feeling themselves. Rise is looking good, Dots is going well, even Dash is up there too. So across the whole team, Lost One just feel more present, dare I say, with how things have gone so far.
Absolutely. J90 straight down, takes out that default cam, then heads himself back up. He's going to want to do a little bit more droning, I think, and he's just prepping for other things that may follow, others to join him, etc. Dash is going to just flirt with danger there, putting out the goo mine with somebody just above him in the small office tower. Drone going in, but he's going to be long gone by then.
I just love how much map coverage they've got here as well. Like, Lost One feels super spread out across the map. I think slowly all working their way back together, but you still got Lobin hanging out towards green, for example. You had, as you saw a second ago, Dash hanging around downstairs. There's a little bit of a spread on the go. Just looking to force Astralis to have to chase them around a little bit, and whether or not it's trying to find engagements or not is kind of beside the point. It's just about trying to burn through the clock here, which is only 1 minute and 15 left. Forest coming face to face with Lobin, but neither walking away the winner.
Lobin's been challenged a few times now from the top floor of T3 and from the horizontal as well. Somehow maintains his life. Maya, Dash getting 2, 4 versus 3, even though Shuttle did manage to open things up. One of those was a trade onto the ace. And at this point, Astralis are now chasing things, trying to find those kills and level things up, and that's exactly what Iconic does. But Maya is there once again. How many times are we going to say those words, Des? Maya is there for Lost One, finding a kill, keeping that advantage. It's 3v2.
Really think someone's in this back corner, but obviously it's all blind fishing at this point, hoping that he'd find someone. Nothing to be found. Diffuser is down, out towards bedroom side as well. Forest would have to recover that one and work his way in towards site with his teammate, assuming they can find themselves a kill to create an opening. It is that 3 versus 2 towards Lost One, still with 45 seconds to play.
The big problem here is this site is very difficult to attack on in the late round if you've got numbers back in dorms and Kidstorms, and that's exactly the position that Lost One are in. They've got a man advantage. They've got Dash able to play as a free man over in Trophy, so he's going to prevent the push from that side. Forest is going to be heading up those stairs, but could find himself coming face to face with Dash, who may well get both here, but no, Iconic somehow finds the kill, but shut down in a trade by Maya, and it's now a 2 versus 1. Forest has got it all to do and only 20 seconds to do it.
Maya on course for a 4K here, another big round potentially coming in. I'm sure that Forest knows about the man off towards the one side, swings in and finds it. It's down to a 1 versus 1. Dots is tucked in behind the beds here as well. I don't know if Forest knows, but he's going to push him and try and find him. Oh my God! Forest. What a flick on towards Dots and gives Astralis a round they so sorely need.
That is a great finish from Forest there. What a 1v2 to close that out. And it's disappointing for Lost One. 10 seconds on the clock. Diffuser not in hand. You know, if only that last man, Dots, could have got himself away, he could have survived. But the only route out of there for him would have been to go straight out of that double window. But even then, it was a big risk that he gets shot in the back as he goes through that animation. So it just wasn't one that he could take. And Forrest, just fantastic reactions. I think he had a good idea. Because he'd stepped forward past Kidstorm's door, he sort of knew he's not in Kidstorm's because I'd have been shot if he was. So it just gives him that bit of information, that sort of negative presence, if you will, to know actually that's the only place left that he could be. And it was a great find. So Astralis find that second attacking round that was so important for them. And they might just be able to get a bit of a snatch and grab here and find a 3-3 half.
Great snap at the end as well. I mean, those are the kind of rounds that you look at and say they could have been the big swig rounds. We could be staring down the barrel of a 4-on-1 instead. It's only 3-2. Looking good for Astralis. Those are the two attacking rounds that I felt they needed in this half to give themselves a good shot at closing this game out. Could yet make it 3-3 as well, Tim, let's not forget.
Certainly could, and that'd be, you know, an unreal outcome for Astralis, to be fair. They need to be careful that they don't get caught out here. Raz is going to be holding that tight angle, sees the drone come through. He's going to take a shot at it and then dip away. He's not going to try to hold on to that. Prox Alarm may just support him in letting him know when anybody does push in through that double door. We've seen this previously where they really play elbow with no shield or no major utility to try and help them stay there. And, I mean, you can't really criticise it from last time. It worked out brilliantly.
Yeah, just looking to use the Banshee really to draw out some of that time and utility coming out of the Flores. Hasn't yet pulled out the second of those Roteros. And I imagine once that's come through and got rid of the Banshee, that's when you put down the Wee-Woo and step away. The Prox Alarm will then help you out where you need. Jane, I know, having a second go as well with that drone. See if he can get rid of the player this time around.
A little bit of a rotation from Iconic. He's going to send himself out of Armory Corridor and drop himself down into Garage so that he can start pushing. Where is Forest? He's in spawn,
on drone the whole time?
Yeah. He is still on the drones. He will be joining the team momentarily, I would imagine. There's a lot of opening up going on at the minute. Rear stage has been opened up, the wall in between the stairs and the stage itself. So that's going to prevent the push-up coming from the defenders up the stairs to challenge, although it looks like Lobin's not being deterred. He's up and down them for a second, but thinks better of it, maybe as soon as he sees that that breach has been made. Hatches have been opened. Astralis have got all the time in the world.
I think they disabled one of the Roteros with the bulletproof cam, which then came off trigger after the EMP wore off from the bulletproof camera, and then it killed itself and the other Rotero at the same time. So haven't managed to get it through to clear out the kind of utility they wanted to be removing. Small advantage there, at least for Lost One, but now you can see the split starting to line up for Astralis, moving players into position and starting to think about this execute. Forrest is going down Laundry as well.
Yep, Spister's holding his angle at the minute. I like this, it's multifaceted. We've got the Blitz coming in, hopefully going to make an impact here. Lobin manages to get one, but Shuttle finds another. Forrest on the Blitz, doing his job, and there it goes. Shuttle 3K in the round, leaving us now 4v1. Astralis level things up, 3-0 at the half, and Des, I dare say, they might just be back in this.
I think 3 rounds on the attack of Oregon, absolutely you're back in it, and Lost One. They're going to have to figure things out at this point as well, because although they are switching on to the attack inside, it is a complete and utter switch over. It's not your map pick. Astralis coming here with this as one of their go-to maps. They've got the strats ready to go. It's going to be tough for Lost One to break this one down, I'm expecting.
Yeah, Astralis are going to feel accomplished, I think, coming out of that first
100%.
half. You know, it's certainly not been an easy ride for them. They've had to do a lot of problem solving. They've had to win some big fights, and they've done it. They've come out stronger on the other side, and like you say, now on to the defence of their own map. We have to expect that they are going to show us something a little bit special, and they should be able to go for that 4-2 half that will win it. You know, anything better than that, 4-2, 5-1, 6-0, will all do the job, and we'll see them put Oregon on the board for themselves and head into that third map decider on Border.
And it's that decider they want to get to, right? You know, at this point, you've got your back against the wall, you know, you're still down 1-0. You've got to fight your way through. Border maybe not the most ideal map for either side to come battling in here. The Death said this at the very start. The draft overall feels quite balanced between the two sides, and I'll go as far as agreeing with that as well. Still, in with a good spot. Here we go with Astralis' defences. This is where Lost One are really going to be tested.
It certainly is. And we will have them spawning mostly out over towards. We've had one over at construction. I'm not sure where the rest are coming in from. I think
everywhere, Tim.
I think a little bit. I think it is a little bit of everywhere. I think there's going to be attention at least towards Laundry and towards rear stage. But interestingly, Astralis have got 2 roamers out on the small office sides of things, just in dining and showers corridor at the minute. They can fall back down Freezer. It's not a difficult route back into sight, but it is something that Lost One either go. They can't. There's no 50-50 here. They either have to completely ignore it and go down rear stage and bunker, or they have to go in and clear them out.
Yeah, they're being chased away from Big Tower quite early on. Forest was feeling cheeky then. Almost, I think, got himself out and towards Rise, who was just rounding from the doorway. Didn't take any damage. It's only Iconic that's come away with a small scratch. And now at least it's top floor control established. Maya and Co can start working their way down through Big Tower.
Spiff is just going to hold in security. He's got the hatch open, so he can hold there for as long as he wants, really, until any serious challenge comes in. The reason that he's there and the security that it gives Astralis is that nobody's pushing Freezer. While Spiff is there, they know that that's not something in sight that they need to watch. J9 nearly gets caught out there, does get hit with a bullet or two through the soft surface, but was fortunate not to lose his head in that engagement. Going to keep himself in kitchen for the time being, but the ceiling above him is slowly disappearing as well, and he will get caught out before he can get back to sight. That's a big opener for Maya, but Lobin takes a lot of damage as well.
Lobin will take the firefight here. I'm guessing not waiting for support to come through, and support is here. There's 2 of them pushing in, and Dash comes in to clean up after Lobin. 2 kills for Lost One, making a 3rd. They're just smashing them to pieces here, Tim. 2 have got back towards sight. Forest and Iconic now holding down against the onslaught of 5 from Lost One.
Yeah, this is not a good start for Astralis. There's 57 seconds left, so there's plenty of time. You could have been forgiven for worrying about that when they were still fighting on the top floor. Don't get baited by that Gemini decoy. Forest takes it out, but it will not be a number on the man count that they would be looking for. It is still 5 versus 2, 40 seconds, and Lost One are not rushing this, but they don't need to, Des. They've got 2 down in sight. They've got 3 drones. They can use them to find where they are, and the push will start coming soon.
Little bit nervy about it. I know they're quite low on drones overall is the thing, right? They haven't got tons of information, and Maya comes in. What has been in his breakfast today? Up to 9 and 3, Dash with the close. It's a flawless round for Lost One.
I'm going to be looking at breakfast tomorrow to see what Maya has, and I'm just going to get the same. I'm just going to get the same if this is the performance that comes out.
It's unreal how well he's playing so far this series. It's like he heard us again, as you said, talking about him being bottom of the team so far and how that shaped up. Interestingly, if they go on to win this game, then they face off against M&M or BDS. I believe that's tomorrow they play. Yes, it is tomorrow evening.
Yeah, we've got 2. I think we've got 2 upper brackets and the 2 lower brackets tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow you've got Oxygen versus Wolves, you've got Koi versus W7M, M80 versus G2, and then the winner of this game against the winner of M&M and BDS.
Yeah, the 2 upper brackets.
Those are some unreal.
The 2 upper bracket games from tomorrow are already secured for playing at Plaspel.
Yep,
and then the 2 winners of the lower bracket games will go on to play at Plaspel.
Exactly.
Is how it works. So for these teams that are playing right now, it's this win and it's one more will get you through to the main stage and playing in front of the crowds. But your lives within the tournament are done. You don't have any spares because you're in the bottom half, and 1 loss will see you go home. That is the position that these 2 are in, and Astralis currently on the back foot, losing that first defense. It is the same as what happened on Lost One's defense. They lost bunker to be they lost basement to begin with, and then went up and got a good run going from dorms. After that, Forest looking for an opener, but he's going to get it in a roundabout way.
I mean, he baited the TK. You'll take it every day of the week. That's the sledge off the board as well. That's frag grenades removed. There's still 2 more in the back pocket with Maya, but a great operator to find, especially again because Dash has been having a pretty good series so far.
He has. Right then.
You know what I love, by the way? Well,
what do you love, Des? Hang on a minute. What do you love, Des?
You.
I was just... Oh, you beat me to it. Whatever you said, I was going to say, do you know what I love? You.
Sorry, Tim.
All joking aside, Des, I'm going to take a 5-second interval here to say, over the last few days, it has been an absolute pleasure to be stood next to you again. We had a bit of a break.
Well, that's
last
one of us
5 months
enjoyed it, at least.
Because of, well, see, you can't take a compliment. But genuinely,
No, it has, mate.
It's been an absolute pleasure to be back.
I've missed the sight of your bald head.
I'm sure you have.
An awful lot. No, it has been a lot of fun.
Get on with
Getting excited about getting excited about games together is a delight when it's in person, my friend. Forrest having a delight of his own. Low been taken down, but 2 quick kills.
What?
Lost 1. Yeah, as Tim says, but in less emphatic ways. What?
Rise and Maya just again flipping it on its head.
I tell you
Every
what.
time Astralis get an advantage.
If it goes to 3 maps and Maya carries on, I'm going to sound like what everyone says when a player has a good map. He could be on to break the kill record. 16 kills on map 1, I believe it was. 11 and 3 so far here. He's up to 27. The kill record is 49 to break and still half a map to play.
I don't know, there's a long way to go. Fresh is going to be hoping for it for his bingo card, which is very nearly finished.
Has he?
Yeah, it's very nearly
He's got
done.
3 things left.
3 things left, one of which is kill record to be broken. Single map or 3 map, it doesn't really matter. But
He needs to get in the DMs of Alamar and say, just start some beef with Super, please. That's one of his bingo card items. It's not going to happen otherwise. Like, Sonics are out, that's it.
yeah, I don't know, it's such a high record.
Hey, look, where are we at?
Nesk at 49, it's just such a high record.
So I was wrong. He was on 14 kills. No, 13 kills last map. He's currently 24 and 7.
24.
Still, 24 and 7 is ludicrous.
Listen, when you think about the kill record, though, think about the game Maya's had, and he would need another 26 kills to out and out break the kill record.
That's
Think about that 49 kills from Nesk. It's ridiculous. 30 seconds left to go. Maya's going to be pushing into. Doesn't manage to get the kill, and I think Astralis might just have held on here, Des.
I don't know.
All up to Rise, he's got to get himself inside. 19 seconds left to go. He knows that there's one on either side. Astralis have played this really well. They've just split themselves up, and that's not actually a bad shout. He just forces them out, but there's the shotgun, and that is Astralis leveling things up 4-4.
Iconic, the 3-pump king there. 3-shot gun blast. 3 kills. Shuts down what looked to be a bit of a turnaround in that round coming out from Lost 1. Astralis, interestingly, calling in a timeout.
Right now we're doing a good job trying to follow the game and the splits. We got to kind of recognize when we have that advantage so we kind of work on better balance. So like, end this phase right here, so like, let's go back to base right here, let's start 3, drop staircase right there, and just consolidate back down and make sure we bring the Maya, so we can cap down. And like I said, like, the rest of this defensive half right here, let's slow down a little on the counter splits. I think they're waiting for that sometimes. Like, right, they've been in position every time we try to do it. So like, if we absolutely have to do it, but let's play for the advantage first and then consolidate back in.
Can I play Ella here? I want a more useful op on this one.
Yeah, just give this standing. Like I said, just make sure we're in
Yeah, let's get the fucking mirror out too here.
Yeah, I'll crank the mirror. We're cranking the bigs.
I can try to hide his cage.
Right. Not going to lie. Not talking about the attack timeout. In really weird timing, got a little notification from Twitter from Alamar tweeting, "Hey, Super, I thought you built the dream team. Are you still coming for SI?" Seth's reply, Super's reply, was, just to be clear, this is no beef and does not count for bingo. Alamar replied,
They know
"I'll try
too
to help
much. They're
Fresh."
playing on a different level. They're ahead of the game. we do like a little bit of fun.
I love how everyone's then tagged Fresh. Is it enough for the beef? Is it enough? Is it enough?
Is it enough? Does this count?
Well, if you have a beef back, does it count as beef? Like, you can have beef with someone even if they've got no beef with you, right?
I guess you can.
Like, I have beef with Fresh, but...
I mean, Fresh clearly said that he was counting it. So
yeah,
I think he'll take what he can get.
I don't know who declared Fresh bingo master, though.
Oh, he made it.
He made the card, but he wasn't bingo master.
All right, okay.
I kind of feel if you make it, like it's almost like it's like calling out your own numbers and going, oh, 77, how weird. I've got that number on my bingo card. Oh, 13, I've got that as well. You can't really call your own. Others have to call it for you.
That's actually a very fair point.
I'd play bingo if you were calling bingo. We should do a talent bingo one day, and you can be the caller. Go on, give us your best impression of a number call.
What number would you like?
What about 23?
2 and 3, 23.
That's a bit tame, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's not what I want from you.
No, you want all the rhymes and the fun.
I mean, talk to me about 11 and 14. Maya again flying. We've spoken about a few of these players and how they are starting to have performances. Forrest and Iconic stepping up on the side of Astralis, but I feel like a broken record because we said exactly the same thing on the last map tip.
Lobin's going to open up that bunker entrance. He's there on the Flores. We'll send in the Rotero drones, no doubt, to try and clear out the utility from elbow, any that is in that position. To be honest, it doesn't look like Astralis are actually overly committing to elbow at the minute. There's nothing inside of the door. There's a mute jammer at most. There's no shield, and instead they're going to be playing on the mirror inside, which we didn't see Lost One play. That was the other mirror position that I was talking about with Sinol 3 now that I did mention, and that's the one that you use to try and keep hold of bunker. What a beauty. Shuttle just overstaying his welcome on the rear stage stairs, currently crawling his way down, but I'm not sure he's going to get to safety.
Does he know about the magnet? No! I tell you what, it was a genius play by Spiff. I saw it going up and I was like, oh,
a team effort to get him up as well.
I was like, bless him. He's throwing a magnet out there in case another grenade follows down, but as we saw, it did not. Players did, but there was a response coming in. Real good stuff coming out of Astralis to cover for Shuttle there. Oh, okay, Lobin's just walked in.
Absolutely free before Lobin manages to take one down, leaves us in a 4 versus 4 as the trade comes in from Iconic. Shuttle is low health as well, which is worth bearing in mind. 1 minute 20 left to go, and Dash is looking to just apply a bit of pressure from rear stage stairs while other things are going on elsewhere. Now then, we've got a man. It's going to be Shuttle pushing up into elbow. He's not ideally placed to be doing so on such low health, but he's not actually going to be coming head-to-head with anybody at the minute. It looks like it's all going to be a pillars push with one man. It's Maya out towards Laundry Stairs. No, he's moved.
Yeah.
Rapido.
Absolutely. Iconic still holding nice and tight inside of Harry Potter and has now moved out towards playing pillar. You hear the pull of the grenade pin as they try to toss one down here. Might do a little bit of work, but no, there's yet another magnet. Catches out another. In comes the march. Iconic into a second. Refuses to be silenced, and I say that just his foot in the dirt. Go figure. Real cast the curse for you.
Maya coming into elbow. It's Shuttle that's trying to hold on to it. 2 versus 3. They really need to be finding another couple of kills. 25 seconds left to go. They don't have diffuser in hand at this point. They're probably going to have to pay for kills or no. I just noticed it is down in electrical, so it is possible. But honestly, the Wamai of Spiff has done a real job. He gets shut down though. 2v1. What a turnaround. It's an opportunity. It's 1v1. 7 seconds. You got to go for the kill. He's got the pistol out. It's low health. And J9O able to close it out. A little ring around the roses there to close the round, and that's going to be Astralis 5-4, and we could be heading towards border.
Flicking back and forth, it's unreal. Yes, they move up and they have that numbers advantage here. They are in control of the game. That was the downstairs site, mind you. You may well see Lost One bounce back, but if not overtime, Tim, I can definitely see Astralis taking this game.
Here we go then.
Offsite time.
It is the offsite time, and this is going to be a particularly important round. If Astralis can get this, it pretty much seals Oregon for them. It's certainly not a done deal, but you would expect if they can get the offsite done, they can find one of those other 2 primaries that they've been able to lock down. So there's going to be an opportunity for them here, and Lost One need to make sure that they don't allow them to take it. It's going to be meeting and dining. It's a big presence up in T3, T2. We've got some utility there, we've got a shield, we've got men above, we've got everything set up to try and prevent that rear stage push.
Whew. Okay. Charlotte's going to hold on here and see if they can pull themselves up to 6-4, force the issue towards match point. Mirror window going on upstairs as well, inside of Attic. With that hatch open up, though, of course, gives them the ability to contest vertically. The thing is, as the attackers, really, you want to be getting control of that. Normally with an Ossa, you'll force your way inside big tower, you'll look to establish control, open up the wall, also open up vertically above, and control that hatch. Stop anyone playing above it to try and contest as you go for a plant from above. It's normally quite simple. But on the side of Lost One, they haven't bothered with that, Tim. They've got no shield on side, 2 hard breach gadgets in back pocket, plus a couple of nades. The rest of it really feels like a smoke execute coming out with the Capital, plus the flank watch out of the Nomad to cover things down. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for a similar style of execute with that kind of all in one direction, go for a push, but I just don't think it's going to be as normal, air quotes, as we're used to seeing for this site.
No, we've got Dots at the minute just holding this long angle through into games, just trying to catch Spiff out, but Spiff is not going to give a toe further that he needs to. Oh, I was saying that. He's teasing him. Sends his thigh into view, but can't manage to land any shots.
I hate it when you do that to me, Tim, when you tease a little bit of leg.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that common.
It's not. It is rare. but it's valued when you do it.
Right, here we go. Dash sending the drones up Armory stairs. They've not really had too much of an answer to top floor at the minute. They've had the Buck over there for the longest time. Dots has been on rappel. They've not been able to catch anything out. Spiff's going to step out and take a shot at him. There's damage done in either direction. It's fairly even, but the Finker boost comes in and gets Dots back up a little bit before he gets slammed down by the Jaeger. And there's a second, a third for Astralis, and it's looking good for them on the third choice site.
Really good so far. All of it being done by Spiff as well. Spinning on a dime, holding inside a game room, bringing down the two aggressors. That's the kind of start that you want, because now Lobin and co, Rise here, have to fight their way back in to recover lost ground. They've got one down in the form of Iconic, but that's a small slither of what they're going to need to win this round. And they got so baited by the down player, they basically lost the round. Well done.
Lobin is the only one left. I guess if anybody's going to do a 1v5, it's going to be Lobin or Meyer at the minute. Steps in, triggers the Banshee, does manage to get himself inside of sight, but he's going to need to find some serious kills. 35 seconds left to go. And Astralis, I like what they're doing here. There's absolutely, you know, they've had a tough game so far. You could forgive them for trying to chase a kill or two, you know, and just want to finish off the round and close it out. But this is just supreme patience from them. You know, let him play. There's absolutely no problem. I think they know that the diffuser, they've got it. Spiff is stood on top of it. They don't need to do anything at this point in time, and Astralis are playing this beautifully.
They are. This one's been closed out really patiently as well. Real good resistance from Spiff upstairs. Feels like 6 and 4 is inevitable at this point. Nothing Lobin can do, obviously, in a 1 versus 5. That's that round done and dusted. One more, Tim, and we are guaranteed that third map of border.
It's certainly looking that way. Lost one don't really have the answers right now.
Nesse bagulho da caçada, você percebeu que ele começou a bater nas pontas, que ele percebeu que ele splitou. Mano, tira a cara full. Você precisa esperar o outro lado chegar pra na hora que ele, se ele quiser bater assim, é desespero. Tá ligado? Aí joga full. Mano, eles vão voltar pro Kids, independente do gatilho, foca em jogar um pouco na Norris. Vamos tentar jogar um... por quê? Eles estão começando a fobar, o tempo vai passando de round e baitar. E é isso que a gente quer, mano, ali. Naquela é isso que a gente quer. Exato, tá ligado? A gente quer começar a fazer ele se sentir sufocado nessa questão. Sentiu, pressiona, vai de pouquinho em pouquinho. Se precisar juntar um como tudo, vamos bater um.
Se ele repetir a play feita, eu prefiro caçar o cara da cozinha lá, mano. Muito tranquilo. Muito tranquilo porque eu consigo ver pela garagem lá, fazer ele do palco, eu pego a friquinha dele ali. Beleza. Agora se ele não retira a play feita, eu fico funcionando.
Yeah.
Tá bom, vamos deixar então.
Did I tell you that I learned Portuguese last night, Tim?
Did you?
Yeah.
That's well done.
Whole thing. It's no big deal.
Not a big thing.
No, not at all.
Don't like to share about it.
He was just saying there, calm down.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
Have a
bomb.
cuppa, calm down, carry on.
And any Portuguese-speaking viewers watching are probably thinking, Des, you're talking a lot of rubbish there, mate.
Nah. Don't ask me to say a single word in Portuguese. I'm still internalising it, Tim.
I doubt there's even a direct translation for cuppa.
Crap, I've been found out. Foiled again.
Foiled again by the good old-fashioned British cuppa.
Normally it helps rather than foils me, but here we are. Okie dokie, timeout done. Dots across onto the Ossa here. So, okay, why do I even bother opening my mouth? But Tim, you can talk.
Okay, we get into the action phase. It's going to be that top floor site that Astralis tried to finish things off on. Interestingly, they've got Spiff underneath on the mirror. He's playing the mirror window from kitchen in towards dining. It's actually a pretty good position, especially for the top floor site, 'cause it's difficult to clear out. As you can see, he's got a nice long run in front of him. His big weakness is green, and I was just going to say, look at where Forrest is stood. He's going to be helping to keep the backside of Spiff safe, and it makes it very difficult for the team of Lost One now to get in underneath, but this Twitch drone could be key. However, it gets shot out, and that's certainly not going to be ideal when it comes to taking down those mirror windows. Dash does have one more in pocket, needs to make sure that it's used valuably.
Can't help but remember, I'm traumatised by it for days now. The shock drones coming out from DZ in their last series and not being used to torch the mirror windows, instead just being wasted down dirt. It was really painful. Hopefully Dash uses the second one at least a little bit better, as you've said, you know, you want to be using those to help clear away some of that critical utility. Here he's on his rifle on through, as of yet, finding nothing. May even leave the shock drone here as a flank drone rather than using it to try and take out utility. Does he know?
Does he know? I'm not too sure he does at the minute. So basically, as long as he keeps hold of this area, it's pretty good in terms of the defence because it allows Spiff to stay exactly in place where he is. Lobin has moved down Showers corridor at the minute. Dots is going to spot out the Malusi underneath, and I don't think Forrest is aware of that. And them knowing where you are, but you not knowing that they know where you are,
there's no one on front door.
Is often a big problem. There isn't, but there could well be somebody now manoeuvres to cut him off in the near future. Lost One need to do something with that information, basically.
You do normally stick someone on front door playing behind white van, normally the one watching a drone for you, and there will always be a drone sat just outside front door that gives you that information. Hey, someone's coming, cool, let's go for a peek. We've seen teams actively challenge that angle back as well, which I think is why for a second you saw him look straight left as soon as he come up, expected to find someone, but there was no one to be found. Top fragger in Maya, taken down by Spiff, who's really woken up these last few rounds. I know he's only 4 and 7, but enough here to drag Astralis over the finish line. You'd be dead happy with that.
Going to flash himself there as he tries to give chase, but Spiff manages to get away, and he's going to drop back into Freezer. Thinking about an Nitro, he's not going to find anybody. He's actually going to get himself taken out. Needs to be a little bit more careful. 4 versus 4. Lobin is low health at the minute. The challenge is coming across from Classroom side of things, but right now, with 30 seconds left to go, you just don't feel like Lost One have got much to go on.
You don't. And this is my concern, right? You've still got to find those 4 kills, or you've got to look for the plant, but right now, the defenders still have control of the site. They're trying to scrap their way through, work through any utility that stands in their way, but this mirror window is going to be so powerful for the defenders to make use of as well. Just inside a trophy, the rest of it's going to be a forced point, but it feels like Astralis have got all the tools they need here to hold on. A C4 into the smoke, a second one comes out. Astralis have battled their way back in. We'll go into map 3, Tim.
The momentum feels like it's really shifted in those last few rounds. Astralis, I said at the beginning of Oregon, after a few rounds didn't go their way, it felt like the energy was low. Maybe